Yeah, your screen is also okay now, sir.
Great, right. So let it be, ma'am. I don't want to make any disturbance. Yeah, fine. So, so what does mean metaverse? Because when you ask people, people will give you different terms like metaverse, AR is called as metaverse, MR is called as metaverse, and VR. But as far as I concern, like metaverse embraces all aspects of augmented reality, mixed reality, and virtual reality, and even with 5G and AI. So once you add up all the components, that becomes metaverse. I don't want to speak a lot of theory stuff. Instead of that, I'm going to show you a small demo. Like once you see this, you will understand like what is metaverse because like metaverse coined from Facebook. Ma'am, can you see this? Whether screen is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can see like you can find all the real-time images and like these are the products which is given by Facebook. Even if you want, you can buy this. Okay, I will share you all the links to the VM map, so probably I mean she can share across. See, this is the future, right? So metaverse is nothing but the future. I'm going to give you lots of sites, right, from education to automotive. Okay, it's nothing but it's creating a virtual space. If you want, you can create a virtual world, or you can create a real new world which is a virtual but still it looks like a real one. So how to do that? Okay, so that concept is nothing but a metaverse. Even if you want to develop I mean a metaverse kind of thing, what you can do is please, okay, you can visit this site. Okay? You can visit this site, but before getting into the metaverse, there are few pre-linguistics in the things. There are few terms that you need to be aware of. Like number one is like NFTs. You should know what is going to be NFTs, and before NFTs, you should know like what is blockchain. Okay, so blockchain is the base for this. I mean, a small concept. So you should know what is meant by blockchain, and followed by that, and next you should know what is meant by cryptocurrency base. Yeah, a very beginning is more than enough, and and after having a glimpse of cryptography, how NFT works. I mean, probably if time supports, then I can have a great discussion like how we can create your own NFTs. Right. So after NFTs, then what you can do is you can create your new metaverse. Okay. But if you ask someone, people will say like, yes, NFTs are metaverse. No, no. That is different. This is different. Anyhow, I'm going to show you everything. But before getting into deeper, like, just click this. What they build, right? Okay, so it's all like I'm just using I mean my headset. I don't have any VR, so probably I cannot show you real experience, but you can navigate to the site and you can understand like how this works. Yes. So see, can you see this? This is the future of action figure in 3D. Absolutely yes. So this is one. Say for example, like let's take a small scenario. Imagine that now we are located in Bangalore. Okay. So now you want to go for a purchase. Imagine that my shop is located in Coimbatore. So what I can do is, but I want to purchase the small stuff, right? But I want to know like whether the stuff is available there or not. So what you can do is instead of dialing to that particular shop and finding out whether my product is available or not, you can have a virtual experience. Even you can find from here itself. So that is the future world. Okay. So we are going to have a physical presence to virtual essence. So I mean that is called a metaverse. Right? You could see because you have heard about this like VR, right? Okay, so like everything is 3D. Yes, that's fine. Yeah, 3D. So without X-rays, that nothing evolves. So virtual reality. VR acts as a small beginning, right? Okay, so VR is a small beginning for this a big metaverse concept, right? Yeah. there are a few projects which I'm going to show you the project at the end, like, okay, how you can develop your own metaverse, how you can make a tribe, and even I can show you a lot of games where you could feel the real essence of metaverse as well. So please, okay, so you can get into this site, and one thing which I want to show you is this Metaspark. Okay, so people might have already worked with the concepts called Spark. Like Spark, as far as Spark gives you. Have you heard about this? Sorry. Yes, like Apache Spark. What generally we use it, generally, like Spark helps us to create, create or gives us a framework for a data analytics. So it supports for large scale applications. So what Spark thought is Spark have tried to bring up its own tool, which is called as a Spark AR Studio, like, okay, which is clubbed with Facebook, and they are just trying to create a kind of ecosystem, a complete virtual ecosystem, and they have named that ecosystem as like like Coachella-verse. If you want, you can just click this, right? This comes with a lot of effects, okay, but I'm just getting that sound. So what you can do is, so I will show you a glimpse of this because it's like a 3-minute video where I don't want to waste my time. Okay. So right, okay. So from this video, you could understand that because they are trying to do some virtual space. It means that Facebook, a tech giant, they are trying to build, a big virtual ecosystem, right? So this is the goal. And I could tell you like how this works. It's very simple. So we generally use a concept called avatars. So what literally happens is that if you want to feel the virtual presence like a physical thing, it is done through avatars. So avatars are like the human entities, which acts in the virtual space. And avatars, resembles the activities of yourself or any humans or any objects. So that is how the entire metaverse works. So this is one side where you can do is that you can navigate into that and you can understand like how this, a complete metaverse works, right? Okay. Yes. Fine. And I'm sorry, like, okay, like Metaverse is pretty new and still it is in the theoretical phase. So I'm sorry that I cannot give you any hands-on experience. Even I'm just developing a model. Okay, even it's in the development stage. Okay, but like the agenda of today's session is like I want to tell you like what is the Metaverse and why Metaverse. And generally, like how these value flows through the Metaverse industries, And now, I mean, like, who are the investors and stakeholders, and who is building the real metaverse? Okay? And final outcome of this agenda should be like how metaverse, how metaverse network effects and business models work. Okay, this is the, I mean, base agenda of this. Okay, so whenever you speak about metaverse, the first thing you should know, like, yes, this is the first thing you should know about metaverse. So I mean, without knowing this, no, you cannot understand anything. Okay, so this should be the first thing, like, okay, how this entire metaverse works, right? See, there are 7 layers, right? You could see, like, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so out of the, I mean, this same 7 layer comprises a metaverse framework. The first layer is always experience, because like when we develop a model and we deploy at the end user, end user end, like end user, because end users are the one who use this. So end users need to have a good experience. So the positioning and the magnituding, all the things of the avatars and other objects should be very particular. So that is why there's an important layer called experience, right? And the next one is called discovery. Like, so how this, 1 minute. சொல்லுமா ஆமாம் இருக்குதுமா நான் கிளாஸ்ல இருந்து வைக்கிறேன் பை. Yeah, sorry for that. Okay, and the next layer is discovery, like, because when we see about discovery, metaverse is nothing but the next, it's a future of, yeah, it's the future of the internet. It is going to build a new internet battleground. So without networks, nothing evolves. So networks acts the base. So discovery is that where we are positioning the objects and how it works, and based on the timeline we need to navigate the objects, we need to code everything. So discovery is pretty important, right? Okay, and before discovery you need to create avatars, right? Okay, so creator economy is very important. There are a lot of tools which is available, in the market. I can tell you, like, this is one tool which I like much. We have a collection of tools. Okay, so please, I will share everything. Like how to design. Okay, what are the tools available, and how there are a lot of gurus. They just give you a glimpse, like how this works. Okay, this is one tool. Okay, you can try this X. So once you try this, you will have a feel like how you can create your own avatars, how you can position it, and how you can make this avatar discoverable to others. So, and the next one is called spatial computing. Okay, this is very important, because you will see, like, when we work on the concepts, like we are, this is a heavy loaded components. Okay, because we are working on a mixed reality. That there can be mixed reality, because certain of your projects may use a virtual, and there are few certain objects or avatars where you need to have a real augmented experience. So, or either you might be having the combination of both. So that could be an XR. There comes the multitasking works. Okay, so literally what happens, there will be an overloaded kind of thing. So when you create more avatars, there's a concept called, there's a problem with geospatial, like one avatar should not overlap with the other avatar. So there you need to be very particular about that, and that need to be taken care, and that is named as a spatial computing. How you are going to, allocate the resources, or how you are going to manage the computation of each avatars which you are going to use, right? And the next thing, as far as metaverse is concerned, I have already told you it is taken from the concept of blockchain. When you speak about blockchain, literally, that DLT technology uses a decentralization concept. Okay, because yeah, there's a single point of control and to control the entire metaverse ecosystem because it's all independent entities where it doesn't depend or holds on the single controller. There is no agent, right? And the next thing is called human interface. So, I have told you everything, but the point is that imagine that I'm going to use this. Okay, so imagine I'm going to use this, but what is the medium of my usage? I may use like a mobile phone, or I may use a tablet, or even I can use any kind of things, right? Okay, so I want to show you this. Yes, Axe Infinity. Yes, this is a game. Okay, this is a game which is built on completely metaverse. Okay, sorry folks, I'm not going to play around. Okay, instead of that, I'm going to show you like how this actually looks like. So what you have to do is, please, okay, just click getting started, or if you want, you can read white papers and you can play. Okay. And once you scroll down there, you can find like, okay, you can buy, there are a few in-app purchases. Okay, when we develop an app, if we are focused on generating a revenue on that, if we are a person who always looks for ROI, return on investment, generally what we will do is we will try to integrate in-app purchase into our app. So the same thing you can, the community of Ads Infinity have done that. But when you want to purchase an add-ons, you cannot do it by cash. For that, you need to use cryptocurrency. Okay? All the transactions take place generally through cryptocurrency, where you could find it in the marketplace. That is the reason why I'm just trying to tell you, like, you need to have an essence of blockchain as well, and you need to know something about NFT because when we speak about NFT, it's a non okay, and you cannot transfer that. Okay, it's a non-fungible, right? Okay, once you create an asset, say for example, like my name is Lakshman, I'm just writing as a Lakshman Kumar Ramasamy. Like in a paper, and I'm just giving to a Divya man, and without my consent, she cannot. Give that paper to anyone because because that is NFT. Okay, so NFT is nothing but if we are giving to someone, they cannot use it, but they can use it based on the consent of the owner. Okay, so that is the that is the idea of NFT. So NFTs are now coming up, and we have a lot of applications about the NFT. And here we are going to discuss a lot about that. Yeah, fine. So this is one thing. And next, and coming to the final layer is nothing but it's an infrastructure. So that is very important because like nowadays we are not in the wire because most of us are in the wireless era. So our bandwidth is very important. Now we are our country is slowly moving from 4G to 5G. So the bandwidth is very important. So out of the 7 layers, everything is important, but my concern is the infrastructure is very important, right? Okay, because we have even a few seconds back, I just faced a network glitch because of the, I can deliver you good content or the audience, the spectators may be, very good or eager in understanding this concept, but still, if my infra doesn't support much, then it's a kind of a failure for both of us. Okay, so infrastructure plays a vital role. Yeah. So next is a very important thing I'm going to show you is you could ask me 1 minute. This is very important. You would ask me one thing like, okay, so sir, you are speaking about metaverse, but what is the feasibility of having metaverse? Yes. So now there are a lot of companies, but from the study, which is generally, I used to study a lot of white papers and market surveys, but the market survey says, one market survey I'm going to show you, like yes, and this is one of my favorite. I mean, white paper hub where I generally read a lot of white papers from here. It's a Pew Research Center. You could see like okay, so I mean from this paper I could understand that still metaverse is speaking as a theoretical concept. If we want to use metaverse practically, I mean the fellow colleagues and the future scientists, or I mean the people who are working on this predict that it will take like a timeline of 2040, right? By 2040, and even we could find like there will be a full-fledged metaverse which could come in the market. Okay, and like last week I was just speaking to a company called like S&P Global, because I'm just I mean I'm just working for them like as a part of research entity, and I mean myself and the 451 market research, TMT research, and like SP Global, we had a meeting last week, and in that like we were just speaking about Web 3.0, and in that I mean it was concluded that the blockchain is the future. So we try to use a blockchain for our future development projects as well. Right. Okay. So yeah, I mean, so from this, it is clearly pointed out like metaverse is going to rock. It's going to give us a new field. The field is going to be entirely different. Yes. So, folks, I'm going to share you all the links, please. Okay. What you can do is please, you can read. Okay. And I mean, you can have a glimpse on this. Like these. Don't think that these. There are a lot of articles like this or papers like this, which is giving. There are a lot of articles. You may doubt like whether you are getting the good insight. No, please trust this, because I generally read the. I'm not a person who believes in paper-based research. Okay, because you could see like this article. One of the contributor of this article is Elizabeth Heyman. Is a, I mean, this person is the CEO for an organization. See, from this you would understand that how authenticate the information is this. Okay, so I'm the one who always trust on the authentic information. So please, okay. So what is apart? Yes. Coming back to the metaverse market, like you could see there are a lot of companies which they are trying to work on. If you see the experience, okay, Fortnite, Fortnite is a game, right? Okay, Fortnite is a game, right? Okay, like Nintendo, have you heard about Nintendo? Because there's a joystick in Nintendo, there's a Nintendo games, okay, and you have heard about Netflix, YouTube, yeah, Discord, Facebook, Zoom, yes. So they are trying to bring metaverse, I mean, the experience layer, because these are the people who are trying to work now, okay, right. And when you speak about the discovery, like Unity Ads is a famous, even Google Play, and I think it's familiar as Facebook, and even Google, like App Store, okay, iPhone, they are trying to use metaverse in the discovery layers. They are working on that and trying to create. You might have heard about BML, like Adobe and Microsoft, and coming back to computing, like this is my area because we generally work a lot in this OpenAI and Google AI, okay, and you have heard about the Matterplot as well, okay, right? So these are the people who are investing, and I mean not millions, more than millions in terms of billions, right, for this. And decentralization, like now people are trying to bring blockchain. So there are a lot of companies, Dapper, Ubuntu, IBM, and Microsoft. These are the infrastructure. So I don't want to bore you much, because I could share you all the resources. Please, when you find time, okay, you can get into this. Yes. Okay. And there is a movie. I don't know whether you have heard about this. Okay. I'll show you. So I just recommend all my participants to watch this movie, please. Don't think that why sir is asking to watch this movie, but this is my, I mean, Ready Player One. This was launched in 2018, but I'm going to show you only the official trailer, okay? Because you are not going to hear the sound be like this, please. So like this character, he will just create a new universe, and I reckon like the movies like this, or the we have heard, I mean, we have seen movies from Marvel or movies from DC, right? But still, I feel that the movies like this, gives us a different feel. Yes. So you could like this character is trying to create a new universe where in this universe you can do whatever you want. So this is the outcome of. So this is an example of like a meta. A metaverse. Okay. So please, whenever you find time, okay. So please, I recommend you to watch this movie, and there's another movie is called The Second Life. Okay. Please, okay. You can watch this movie. You could feel like he's having the emotions. We are trying to bring emotions. Into the into the virtual space, right? So please, okay, this movie is really excellent. Okay, you could see. Yes. And have you heard about this Google Glass? Yes. Yeah. So Google Glass is an example of metaverse. Yes. But still, like people are trying to don't. Oh, I'm sorry. Like retail, no. Yeah. Yes, Google Glass, please. Okay. Still, what you can do is I just recommend you to learn some case studies. Okay. So you could watch. Don't think that sir is always showing the videos. Please don't take it as a nonsense, because metaverse still it is a theoretical concept. We are working on that. Yes. Show you show you an example. Even now we have started a project for the blind. We are working on that, but for that we are not using metaverse. We are just using AI. Yeah. So this gives you a kind of a feel for metaverse. Yeah. So and the next thing I want to tell you, like games, there are a lot of games which is in the market that generally use metaverse, because they are trying to bring gamification as a core business. Like, because when you work on gamification, I mean, it gives you a lot of revenue. I mean, in terms of either storytelling or immersion or aspiration or socialization or progression. So that is where they want to bring, like gamification into the market. And guys, have you heard about this? I think it's the best e-commerce platform in India. I want to tell you this. They are using, like metaverse. They are using metaverse. You will not believe me. Okay. So when you are free, okay, please try to get into Shopify. Then you will understand like how it works. And the next thing I want to tell you is gather.com. 1 minute. Let the site loads. Yeah. Gather.com. Bandwidth is not so good. See, what are you looking to do, Alcala? Imagine that I want to create a remote office. So what I can do is like how many teammates I want to have, like 25, like confirm selection, like if you want, you need to give this. it's a demo. Let's give some meaningful name. So you need to do this, please. Okay, you need to sign up with Google. Like, okay, I don't want to do this now because my mail is already open. Once you do this, what you can do, you can create a space, because imagine that you are a proprietor, you want to create a space, you want to, or you want to build a new office. You will not have a clue like how you can have a seating arrangement. What you can do is not only seating, all everything A to Z. Your complete infra will be taken care by this, that, but now you can create your own virtual space, and you can, if required, you can convert that into physical things. Yeah. And the one thing I want to, yes, I can give you a final clue, like, yes, this, now this is in the market. Yes, okay, this is in the market. Nvidia, we all know what is Nvidia, how powerful Nvidia is there. Right from a childhood we used to play games. When you speak about games, nothing was without graphics card. Okay, there are, the competitors are like GeForce and Nvidia. Nvidia have come up with a new concept of omniverse. So what NVIDIA is trying to do is that NVIDIA provides a new metaverse, a platform or a framework where if you are a company, if you want, you can use this omniverse. I could show you one video how a giant, my favorite, like how BMW. Let me tell you how this BMW is using. BMW and is using this NVIDIA, Omniverse. See, it's all physical. Okay. It's all physical. And now we are in industry 5.0. Okay. Now people, the industry are moving towards the concept called future 2.0. That is where we are. You could see, like, it is not physical, it's all virtual. It's all done virtual. Through this, you can generally, literally, you can save a lot of money. Can you find a single human? No. But this is operated by human. So don't think that it will, it will cut jobs. No. It gives you more productivity. And error rate is very low as far as human work is concerned. So everything is done. Everything is done. With the help of Omniverse. Omniverse is a platform, right? Okay, and the same thing, like Hyundai. So Hyundai is just working on a concept called like, yeah. Yes. See, this is the Hyundai's plan. See. It's all 1 minute video. Can we go to Mars? Yes. See, mobility as an access platform to virtual space. The caption of this, space, time. They want to make space, time, and distance irrelevant. It's really very cool. But prawn, like prawns is there, but I don't know about the boo of this concept. So I don't know how far this goes, because there can be a boo. So who knows? Maybe in the future we can, we can inspect and we can reckon things. So please, okay, whenever you find time, see, BMW uses NVIDIA Omniverse, but Hyundai comes up with a new concept called like meta mobility. Yes. So whenever you find time, okay, please, okay, generally what you can do is you can get into this. Like, I think I have made my session. So, but instead of discussion, we can have. Instead of a solo talk, what we can do is we can have a discussion. So I really feel like that. That gives us more sense. Because if you ask me to talk about metaverse, blockchain, NFT, I can speak for hours and hours. Okay, but the outcome of this seminar should be like the listeners. Okay, the listeners should have some insight of this talk. Okay, that is my goal. So probably like if we have a discussion, it will be very good for us. So both will be happy, right? So that is my objective. So Divya ma'am, like, so floor is now, is given to you, like, so anybody is interested, then please.
So yes, so that was really interesting. Like I was in fact more expecting for this session only, as I told you several times.
Yes,
Okay, so
ma'am.
before I ask you questions, I want to give this chance to participants. So if you have any
Yes.
queries, please raise your hand so that I can unmute and you can ask your query. Anyone has any doubt, please raise your hands.
This topic is relatively very new, like.
Yes, sir. Okay, so sir, like in the meantime, I'll ask my question. I wanted to
Please.
know a bit on that metaverse wedding, sir. Like few months back, I think I read it in a newspaper, but I didn't get much sense out of it. So can you just say a few things on how the weddings are happening using this metaverse concepts and all?
Yeah, like you were talking about Tamil Nadu couple, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Because like I will tell you how this happens. Literally, so what they have just created a virtual venue. For that they should have a. I have given you 7 layers, right? Okay, the 7 layers. Yeah, and out of that, the space creator. Like what happens, how this works is that an X, a people, okay, maybe they have access any company. That company will create a virtual space, like, and the virtual venue will happen, and these two couples will be created. Sorry, these two characters will be created as avatars. So yes, so what happens is that it is coded in a such a way, like by 5:10 in the morning, they need to have a knot, and by 5:15 they can have, even we can have a physical control over the virtual space. So that is how it generally works, man. It's pretty simple. It's pretty simple.
Okay, sir. So like, yeah, that was really a good explanation. Like, I got to understand more of like
Yes.
Zoom kinds only. So we
Yes,
have one question
exactly.
from, yeah, we have one question from the participants. Like, I think Anita wants to know more information about Metaverse. So she wants some certain links or channels where she can follow that.
To be honest, I just work on my experience.
Okay.
Even I can show you, like, see, I believe I will show you. Like, please go to Google research. You cannot find metaverse. So that is the problem. Yes, because like there are two, even you can get into Stanford or even you can get into a Google, right? You cannot work on metaverse. So that is one problem as of now. So, and the next is, you can also try it out like Amazon in the research areas. You could see like these are the areas available. There is no metaverse because now we are speaking about quantum, right? Okay, how we can minimize the computational cost. So like really I don't have answer for this because yes. So
Yeah, we can understand that.
yes, yes, ma'am. So generally, it comes, all this content comes with experience, like with colleagues in and across the country where we used to have discussions. So we used to speak about the future technology. So the better way to have a good understanding is that we can have a good networking. That is one way I can tell you, like, yes. So it's you. So Divya ma'am, like instead of reading 10 books, okay, speaking to one person gives you a more knowledge.
Yes, sir, exactly. And that's the ultimate motive of taking you for the session today. And yeah, that's true, sir, true. Like we don't even have much speakers on Metaverse. And our participants, like I'll have to tell you, like sir's, like he has to leave to abroad like in few weeks, but still he found his time to take a wonderful session on Metaverse. I'm really so thankful for that, sir.
No issues, ma'am.
Sir, like you had the 3 links, no? Like if you could share that links with me, I'll send it across to all the participants.
I have done it. Even like, okay. 1 minute, hold on, please. Ma'am, I have mailed you.
Okay, sir, sure, sir.
I have just mailed you.
Yeah, you can send it me through that. Yeah, fine, sir.
Yeah, I have done that. So any
Because
questions I have? Yes, ma'am, I'm happy to clarify the doubts. But still, one point I want to confine is that still it is in the theoretical phase. Yes. And as far as our country is concerned now, even, legally blockchain is not given any consent. Okay. So if even blockchain is not into the market, though, in case of financial transactions, we can use blockchain for the other domains, but for as far as crypto is concerned, no, we don't have a kind of a regulatory, council for that. When crypto is not there, we cannot use NFTs for financial assets. So if we don't use NFTs, we cannot use metaverse for transactions. Then how we are going to learn that? That is the problem here.
yes, sir. Okay, sir. So that was really a wonderful session. So the session is recorded for participants' sake. I'll share the recorded session along with sir's mail ID. So anything on Metaverse or anything else, because as I read out the research, sir's profile, he's really an eminent person. So any queries, any suggestions, you can please feel free to mail, sir.
Yeah. Ma'am, thank you so much. Thank you all.